Hi everyone, it's Tatiana from Tatiana's Everyday Food and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm really excited to share a brand new cake recipe with you guys that I've been working on for quite some time. So this is going to be a pistachio, buttercream, and Irish cream chocolate cake, and it's just as good as it sounds. So the inspiration behind this cake came from one of my favorite candies. So this is a pistachio cream chocolate truffle, and I absolutely love these. So I get these from a Russian store near my house. They're imported from Poland, and I'm going to try to find these online for you guys so you can give them a try. If I do, I'll post the link in the video description below. For the chocolate cake layers in this cake, I'm actually going to refer you guys out to a few other videos where I've used the exact same cake recipe. So this is a really delicious and super simple chocolate cake that you can make for so many different recipes, and it's perfect especially for this cake. So I'm going to refer you guys over. I'm going to put the link right below here. Head on over, make the chocolate cake, come back, and I'll show you how to make that pistachio buttercream and how to finish this amazing cake. Once you have your cake layers, you want to let them cool completely before we're going to cut them in half. So you want to take a long serrated knife, find the middle, and then we're going to slice them in half. You just want to make sure you pull the knife all the way through. So we're going to have a total of 4 layers. And now we can start on our pistachio cream for our frosting. So I have 1 cup of unsalted pistachios. I'm going to place them into my food processor. I'm going to give this a whirl and just chop them into fine pieces. You want to pulse the pistachios until they're really finely ground up. And now we can add our Irish cream. So I'm going to add half a cup of this cream right in the middle here. You want to pulse the pistachios with the Irish cream for a few minutes until you have a really thick paste, almost like a pistachio butter. Now, if you don't like this olive green color, you can always add a few drops of green food coloring. You can add the green coloring right into the paste and then grind it up with the pistachios while it's still in the food processor. And now for the rest of our buttercream. So I'm going to add 2 cups or 4 sticks of softened butter into my mixer bowl. And I'm just going to whisk it on high speed until it's really light and fluffy. And also to my butter, I'm going to add 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. Next, I'm going to add the pistachio cream that I prepared earlier. Just going to add it all right in and mix that in really nice and well. So make sure to scrape down the sides of your bowl while you're mixing the frosting to get everything well incorporated. And now we can start adding our confectioner sugar. So I'm going to add about 2 cups, and I like to add half a cup at a time. So just give it a good mix after each addition. I have my frosting all done now, and you can see the nice pale green color I have here. So I added a few more drops of green food coloring, and you can add more or less to your liking, but in the end you should get this nice pale green color. And now we're ready to assemble our cake. Now this step is optional, but if you want to add a little bit more of the Irish cream flavor to your cake, you can actually pour some right into the cake. And I just put some into a dispenser bottle. And what you want to do is you can just soak each cake layer with a little bit of this, not too much, but just to add a little bit of flavor. And now we can add our frosting. So you want to be pretty generous with the frosting. You want to load up about a cup of it right on top, and we're going to spread it to the edges. I'm going to add my next cake layer, and I'm going to repeat the same process where I'll soak the cake first and then add my frosting. And now for my last cake layer. So what I did is I actually soaked the layer on the opposite side first, and now we're just going to invert it and place it right on top. And now for frosting the top and the sides. For the outside of the cake, I did a really light layer of frosting just to seal in the edges and the top. And you want to make sure to even everything out so it's really nice and smooth. And then go around the edge with a wet paper towel and just clean everything up. And this is going to go into the refrigerator. So this cake needs to set for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and garnish the top with some chocolate ganache. I have 3/4 cup of dark chocolate chips here in my bowl. I'm going to add half a cup of cream that I've heated until it's really hot. I'm going to add it right in. I'm going to take my whisk and just whisk this until it's really nice and smooth. I'm going to add another 1/4 cup of chocolate chips just to bring the temperature down of the ganache, and just whisk this until it's completely melted. I'm going to pour my ganache into a Ziploc bag, and I've just fitted this over a mug here. I'm just going to let this stand for a few minutes just so that all the air bubbles are going to dissipate. I'm going to cut off just the smallest tip off my Ziploc bag here. All right. So now we're going to go around the edges of our cake, and just garnish it with a little bit of chocolate. The rest I'm just going to pour into the center. So after this, I'm actually going to set this back into the refrigerator for another 10-15 minutes, just until the chocolate ganache is nicely set. I transferred some of my leftover frosting into a pastry bag, and I've tipped it with a star tip. Now I'm just going to garnish the top as well. So I'm going to add a few little dollops of frosting. I'm going to add a few whole pistachios here as well. And now for the last piece of garnishment, I took some of the chocolate pistachio truffles, the ones that inspired this cake, and I cut them in half, and I'm just going to place them right on top. So if you can't find them, that's not a big deal. You can always put maybe something else in the middle of the little dollops here. And now our amazing cake is all done. So just set it in the refrigerator for a few hours so that frosting and the cake layers can come together. And now it's time to give it a try. So I like to get tons and tons of that pistachio buttercream. I absolutely love the moist and rich chocolate cake layers in this cake, and then that pistachio buttercream really ties everything together. It has such a unique and delicious flavor, and the Irish cream really tops everything off. It really brings everything together, and it gives just the right amount of flavor to the buttercream and the cake. This is such a perfect cake for a birthday or a special dinner, so keep this recipe in mind when you need that special cake. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video recipe. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and don't forget to share this recipe with all your family and friends.